I don't. Except for I don't. I do not like Courtney. I don't like her.
We get up, just call back, right back. We can spend, then get it right back, man. She just gotta want all of that, so that's why I bought.
We're back, honey. It's time for us to get into Married at First Sight, episode 8. Let's talk about it. Now, understand, before we talk about it, I don't know Courtney personally to not like her, but seeing how she shows up on this show, she is extremely annoying. And I'm hoping that I get a better understanding as we progress through the episodes. Because right now, y'all can pack her up. Actually, she should have been packed up a long time ago. Somebody, she'll clap herself if she got to be alone with this man. You already didn't like him to begin. I can't. And I'm not saying Nick is perfect, okay? Because he's not. But he's definitely showing himself to be the least problematic out of he and Courtney. All right? Now, like up this video. Thank you. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you. And also know that sharing is indeed caring. Okay? And another thing, I did not do this in my previous video, but I have to shout out, okay, one of my favorite YouTubers. I have to shout out GT. So shout out to GT. His birthday was this week. Okay. My fellow Leo. I have to shout him out. He also does reviews over on Married at First Sight. So y'all make sure y'all check him out. And also, he does the reviews on Big Brother. I know y'all been wanting reviews from me, but child, I fell behind, and that's my fault because I think I got overwhelmed. I followed too many spoiler pages over on Big Brother, and it made me feel like I was behind. Okay, based on the live feeds, the episode, I was just all over the place. I just said, time out, scoot back, moonwalk to the back. I can't do it. But he is very much so on point with it. So make sure you guys go over there, show some love, and check him out. GEETEE. Okay. On the YouTube. Now let's go ahead and get into the things. All right. So Devon and Caitlyn, they spent time on the water. They had a picnic on the dock. Listen, these two seem to be progressing, and I'm very happy to see that they are in a better place because I liked them in the beginning until I heard that up to 2 a.m. Okay. We was up here talking till 2 a.m. That pissed me off. I started to see Devon very differently, but it does seems like he's working on some things, and I can appreciate it, as I'm sure Caitlyn can as well. So we'll see how this is gonna go. All right. So shout out to them. Felipe and Tori, I believe they go and they have like lunch or something with his parents. And Felipe says that he and his past partners were at another level of intimacy than he is with Tori, because you know he and Tori crossed the line. Tori is getting a bit of anxiety. She's in her head a bit. So now she's starting to kind of pull back. And I really don't see anything wrong with that, but I feel like Felipe may be starting to see an issue with that. All right. He says, that he's giving her the space that she needs, the space and time that she needs, but he is afraid that the passion he has for her, it may run out because what, you not hunching on her? So would the passion have ran out if y'all just didn't do it that night? It's just real interesting to me because obviously it's affecting him now. I hate that she even gave him the nookie because he never had this conversation before about the passion running out because you never got the nookie, and now you got the nookie and she give you the Heisman. Now that she done gave you the Heisman, it's, I'm afraid the passion may run out. It doesn't have to. It's only been 2 weeks. And the fact that you saying that, I don't know, you might need to be concerned, Tori. So keep your head on the swivel. Okay? He tells his dad the same thing, right? And his dad tells him, listen, the passion is good. All right? But he's always told him, you need to invest. Meaning, Tori may be somebody you should invest in. And when it comes down to investing in a person, it's more than just about the passion of it all, right? He says, I feel like your mom is my safe space. Right? Because at the end of the day, if I'm going through anything, I know she got my back. I know that she gonna be there. She understands me. She knows me like don't nobody else know me. Like, that's my girl. And that's what I want for you. And in order for you to have that, you're gonna need to invest in her. Okay? You're gonna have to be committed to not letting the passion run out. All right? Now we get to Nick and Courtney. Girl, let me just catch my mother before I get into her. Cause yeah, girl, y'all. Moment of silence. Like up the video for me. Thank you. Okay. Courtney don't even know who the hell Keanu Reeves is. And I just, Courtney, ain't you older than me, girl? Like, how old is, I don't know how old Courtney is, okay? She look older. But child, listen, you don't know who Keanu Reeves, you don't know do you? You don't know motherfucker, but you know that Adam is the best looking man in the group. You don't know you don't know nothing about January 6th. You don't know a motherfucker. You don't know, but you know that Nick is a problem. I just can't. So Nick, anywho, let's move on. Nick is still unclear of where he stands with her. Okay, did you know that? Did you at least know that? You about didn't know that either, huh? He says he feels hot and cold with her. Like 1 minute she warm, 1 minute she not. He can't really get her gauge on her. Right. So the comments that she says, the things that she said about him has made him question how she really feels about him. And she's confusing. 1000%. She definitely has left me confused a few times. Okay. So then Courtney tells Nick that she doesn't like to say how she feels and show more emotion out of fear of ruffling feathers and thinking someone will leave her. And at one point I was thinking to myself, like, your parents did a number on you. How did that happen? And now I don't even think her parents did it. I think she did this to herself. I think she created this possibly on her own. But then maybe so, because who her parents were when they were younger, raising her versus who they are now and how they're showing up on camera may be completely different, But either way, she says, no, he asked her, has that happened before? And she says, yes. Her last serious relationship was about 3 years ago. But she says none of her relationships were really real, where they actually went on dates and stuff like that. And I don't even think she really brought nobody around her family. What is that about? Like, how do you really view your family? To the point where you ain't even trying to hold that man's hand when you get ready to walk in the door. Like, what's really going on? And I feel like we don't know Courtney enough. Like, I want to know deeper. Like, I want to know more past her relationships at this point. What was life like growing up? What was your family? What was your dynamic with your parents? Like, I'm just so confused. Am I the only one? Right? So she feels like she can give a lot of love, but accepting it is weird. So did you not receive a lot of love as a child? Did y'all not do hugs and stuff? Like, what did y'all not do? Because that's how she kind of acts. Like, she didn't grow up in a family that did any of that. But then it will contradict itself as we get into more of the episode. But I'm confused, girl. Either way, she says that when things get hard or uncomfortable for her, she'd rather like shut down in order to keep the person, right? Thinking that she'll turn them off if she starts to express herself. So she wants someone to love her for her. And when she says some things bother her, she wants that person to make room for her to express herself. And I personally feel like Nick creates that space for her, but she don't care because she don't like him. She wants a man like Adam that's going to create that type of space for her. Right? Uh-oh. 1 second, y'all. Let me cut this off. And then I have to make sure I do something for my bestie. Okay, cool. Now, Nick says that he asked for someone to challenge and ruffle his feathers he likes for somebody to challenge him and ruffle his feathers at a time, right? But don't be mean about it. But open up a little bit and you can be honest with me, but don't be too mean, girl, okay? Because you got that in you. You've done that before. So Courtney says that she's grateful that he hasn't left, though, at the end of the day. Can I tell y'all that I just feel like, and I've said this in a previous video, I really feel like Courtney is here for the cameras. Part of me feels that way. Or like and not so much as the cameras, but like the experience a little bit. I thought it would be Nick, and Nick may be, because some stuff he does not always make sense. It seems like he does not go deeper for real himself. And it makes you wonder, are you not going deeper because the goal is reality TV? But it's also weird because he still gives off the most genuine out of the both of them too. Whereas with her, I feel like she doesn't like him, but she's just using him to continue this process and continue to hang around these group of people and continue to get more looks at Adam and have more conversation with Felipe. So Ooh, let's keep going. Leave your thoughts about it. All right. So Sean and Nikki are in the expert session, and Nikki is ready to give her side right out the gate. She ready to go ahead and let me tell you what my narrative is, honey. Let me tell you what's been going on because it has been a hell of a 2 weeks, and I just want to go ahead. He said, "Oh, Sean is here." She was like, "Damn." Ooh, child, I thought this was gonna be a private session, baby. And Nikki got on that couch. She got so comfortable. She damn near sat right in front of the therapist, thinking this is just her by herself, baby. Until Sean came in, she had to scoot her ass over. She said, "You got enough room." Hilarious. Okay, so they did not stay in the same apartment. Nikki did leave the night before, and Nikki says Sean is here to win. He's here to look good and to charm the room. And I'm like, you're not. You're not. I feel like y'all both are there for the same reason then. So she says that he isn't there to take up and hold space for the person he's married to. I feel like he is though. I feel like he has been there. I feel like he has been taking up space for you, or he's been holding space for you. Now, has he been fucking up with that? Yes, he has had some hiccups for sure. Right? I mean, again, you guys are new, you are getting to know each other, but to act like he's just not holding any space for you, I don't really think that's fair. But Nikki tells Dr. Paul that this relationship is bringing out the worst in them. Yeah, P, she's right. So Dr. Paul asked them to rate their marriage from 0 to 10, and she says it's a 2. Sean said, "Well, I'm gonna give it a 7.5." I said, "Oh, not a 7.5, honey." Right. He says his plans were that no matter who he got married to, his goal was to work. Right. Work on it, get better, and feel like, and he says he feels like he's getting better. And I'm like, but how do you know that you're better? How do you know that? If your partner not fully happy with you outside of looks, okay? But how do you know for sure you're getting better? Obviously, I feel like you're not getting better, you know? Maybe you feel like you are because, okay, this was an issue of hers and I corrected that issue. So we're having a separate issue. Maybe that's how he looks at it. Like, I'm gotten better because I fixed this. Now we're on to the next issue. So I don't know. But Nikki says she understands why they were matched, right? She says they have fun moments, but it's not enough of it. They struggle to communicate and getting through their conflict together. So she says she feels like in the past 12 days, she doesn't feel seen, heard, nor respected when she's having a dialogue with him. And then, so then she says she doesn't feel value in a relationship because I think Dr. Bronson asked her to like repeat herself because she kind of went on a tangent a little bit of like kind of blaming him or something. And so she says, well, all in all, I just don't feel valued. And Dr. Brunson then looks to Sean for him to respond. And Sean says he feels that he can relinquish power after hearing Nikki, which is what it seems like he was trying to do the night before when he told her, listen, I'm not going to argue with you no more. I guarantee you, I promise you I'm not. Okay. But I feel like when Sean told her he promised and just trust me, I'm not going to argue with you no more. I think he said that in a way to kind of like, I think he probably went in defense mode or something. And that was his way of shutting down, in my opinion. He wasn't gonna argue with her no more in hopes that she would see her own errors in her own ways if he's not the one trying to correct her and she just looks and see how she operates on her own. And she'll see like, oh damn, maybe I wasn't fair or I wasn't right in that. I think he was pulling back in the effort for her to check herself in a sense. And so he says that he feels like he could relinquish the power, right? And he says part of how he has shown up with her comes from him being like the baby of the family or something and not being able to fully express his voice. He feels like if he's listening for 50% of the time, then it's as if he isn't being heard and he needs to speak because he needs his voice to be heard. And it just makes me think about him as a child where he probably was often told, be quiet. No, ain't nobody talking to you right now. Or because you're the baby, what you have to say, don't nobody care type of thing, which also may have driven his success to become a doctor in an effort to prove whoever in his family wrong, right? But yeah, I feel like he was shushed a lot as a child. But either way, I also feel like, Sean, when you say that if you're listening for 50% of the time, it makes you feel like you're not being heard. That could be true, but it also confirms to me that you're not actively listening. You're listening in the effort to hurry up and respond so that you can be heard. You're still focusing on what you're trying to get out of it instead of giving that one person what they're looking for in that moment. The very same thing that you're looking for when you speak is to be heard. So then I feel like actively listen because that person wants to be heard, and then you can go, right? But I feel you when you talking to somebody and they just keep going and going and going. It's like, okay, bitch, let me take notes while you talk. Cause you gonna been went on to something else, and I'm gonna need to cause I want to attack this part of what the hell you said. Okay, I don't want you to think I ain't listening because that's the thing. I actually am listening to y'all. I just need to make sure that I check this. Keep going. And what else you got? Okay, because I don't want to just keep listening. We done got away from me being able to address this part of what the hell you said. Because some people do not like to be interrupted when they talk. Some people like that interaction of let's address this, and then we talk. Okay, then what's the next thing? Okay, then we talk. Just get the damn notes out. Okay, just get the pen and the pad, and then what? Uh-huh. But honestly, that's not really actively listening either. That's still listening to respond. So y'all gonna have to figure out a better way. But I feel you when I can't actively listen if you keep rambling. I'm just at some point when you know you talk too much, when a person listening, they go, it's that breath. That's when it's time to wrap it up. That may be the cue to just go and wrap that up, put a pin in it, remember what you finna say, and let's keep going. But anywho, so that's what they're talking about. Dr. Paul told Sean what he is saying actually sucks. He told him, what you saying is suck. It sucks. He says he wanted to see how he holds space for Nikki. And he said, what you just gave me was a dissertation. I do still feel like Sean has held space for Nikki based on how he has self-checked himself, right? And also taking different approaches. And I think what Dr. Paul went on to say, he said I can't remember what the words were. I probably put it in my notes. But I'm like, Sean has said that to her before, and she appreciated him saying that. But in that moment, I don't think Dr. Paul was wrong at all, because in this moment, you were giving dissertation. You went on a tangent. Kind of like what Nikki was finna go on. You was doing, like, that's not what we asked you to do. Either way, Dr. Paul says your relationship is connecting through emotional availability. That's what a relationship is about, right? And then he told Sean that he should have reassured her that he isn't there to judge her and that she has a right to feel that way. And that's the part that I'm talking about, because I believe the first few episodes, that was something that Sean did tell Nikki. Like, I'm not here to be against you. Right? I'm not here to fight you, be against you. I'm on your side. I'm trying to just figure out a better way of how I can go about supporting you. So I feel like that right there was him holding space for her, right? But then I do understand Nikki if she feels like, if we keep facing and hitting this same brick wall, she may feel like you're not holding space for her because it may make her feel like you're not learning, right? Even though each situation seems to be different. But Sean's, that's what's going on. Nikki says that she respects herself. Sean tells her she has a right to feel however way that she chooses to feel, especially from her husband. And Nikki liked that he used fewer words with her. Right? Don't try and lecture her. So as much as, which is interesting, because as much as he doesn't want a person talking 50% of the time, she also doesn't want a person to be talking 50% of the time. Just keep it simple, stupid. Like, it's just really giving kiss real quick, and that's it. All right? They are such the same person. Okay. Either way, Sean says his vulnerability, no, because Dr. Paul asked him, what is his fears or something like that. What do you fear showing her? And he said his vulnerability, because he doesn't believe someone is going to protect him the way that he is. And then he says that he doesn't think that she has a plan for them. He doesn't think that she's created a safe space for him to really share his thoughts with her, because it's always about how she feels and not much about how he feels. I don't think he was wrong with that. So she tells him his feelings are valid and she'll figure out how to meet him better. Okay. Now, Dr. Paul wants them to rate their relationship every single day in hopes that they'll get to a better place. And Nikki says she is committed to moving forward with Sean, right? And I feel like that's because Sean is also seeing the errors of his ways in front of the doctor. So they're good. Cameron and Michelle chat. Michelle told the expert she wanted somebody that makes at least $150,000. Cameron said, listen, baby, I ain't got that. I don't know what you thought it was, honey, but I do not got that. But guess what, though? What I do got is a coaching job. And you know what come with that coaching job? Possible promotions. Yeah, if my team keep winning and stay on the winning streak, then I might move up. Say what now? No, it's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed. No, it's not. It's not. I don't know. It could go either way. It could go either way. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm hopeful for it. But I don't know. So then later on that night, he feeling shitty for not making as much money as her. But she tells him that, listen, I don't care about that. That don't mean nothing to me. You make me feel safe, and that's really something that's the only thing that matters to me. Okay, how much you make, it is what it is. All right. I don't know if that's Nikki settling or not settling, because you could go out there get a man that makes that much money and then more, and he's so damn busy working that he ain't got time to make that space for you either. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. So I ain't gonna say that. And then also, even though he doesn't make 150K right now, doesn't mean that he can't. I think that Nikki may be a motivation for Cameron to potentially. I know you love where you at, but you might have to leave. If you can find you a coaching job closer to where she is and you get that increase of pay, it's been nice knowing you guys down to this community college. I have a passion for this, and my passion doesn't just stop here. I'm going to go over to this university and work with them and make more money. And then, shoot, maybe I can come and recruit some of y'all to come down to the university. So I just think that Cameron needs to think big. Think big. This is cute over here for what it is, but use that experience over here. Don't be so attached. And you might need to bring your ass to Seattle. Because remember, that lady wants kids. She wants to be closer to her family. She likes working in Seattle. Seattle is a higher cost of living. Therefore, it comes with more damn money. So if that's what you got to do, I'm sorry. That's what it need to be. Belle, Jolie, and Mecca, they sit with Dr. Lisa, and she asked them if they're scared. Or I don't know, maybe she was just asking him, but he is scared for sure, right? She asked him where he blocks out and where he's getting in his own way. He brings up the conversation of how he said that she likes him more than he likes her. He recognizes that he should have never brought that up. And Belle says it's still something that's in her head, and he apologizes for saying that and putting her in that type of headspace. Mecca says his attraction for her has turned up since then. He says he is always affectionate with her and lets her know how attractive she is. And Belle talks about giving him the green light. Like, I've given this man the green light. You can just do whatever you want to. Okay, when it comes to me sexually, and you ain't doing nothing. So Mecca says the convo happened, and her pulling away after that convo happened of who likes who more. He says her pulling away kind of made him, I guess, be a bit more cautious. Right. But then he goes into confessional and says that he has sexual anxiety. So I don't think that situation made you cautious. You were already cautious. You also were the same guy that said a girl came to you and told you that you may have thrown her pH balance off a little piece. All right. And I don't know. I don't know if you don't clean good down there. I don't know what you over there doing down there. I don't know what you got going on over there. And maybe that's what gives you sexual anxiety, that you probably gonna do this with her and then she gonna repeat and tell you the same thing of how you about to through her pH balance. I don't know. Okay. But I don't believe that Belle's reaction, which was warranted, Belle's reaction is what caused you to put a pause on going forward in the sexual, intimate way. You already had that anxiety, right? So either way, he also says that he doesn't know if she's gonna like his performance. Okay, I don't know. You might say maybe she could teach you what she like. Each partner is different, child. Some of y'all know what to do. Some of y'all don't. I don't know. But I mean, y'all will figure it out. Either way, moral of the story, she gives him the green light. Give me the green light. Come on, John Legend. That's what y'all should have been playing. I'm ready to go right now. Hey, I'm ready to. Y'all should have played that. Y'all got money for Cardi B. Why y'all didn't go get that John Legend money? And that would have been perfect. But anyway, let's get to Adam and Marissa. They're at Marissa's apartment. Marissa gives straight minimalist. Whole time, Adam living in a junkyard on the lake. Girl, let's keep going. Adam doesn't want to live in the city. He prefers to live on the water. He likes the water. That's where he likes to be. Home is where the heart is, over there by the lake. He wants her to live with him in the cabin, then tells her after a year of being there, then they'll go find them a house. Probably another house on the lake. I feel like it's a trap. I'm not finna hold you. They love to say, we'll live over here for about a year. Whole time he not doing nothing to prepare himself to move out that house in a year. And the only thing that I have to judge him on that and believe that is because you knew you signed up for this process. And even as you're filming the show, you still did not tell that girl, hey, I'm going to have to end this with you. You did not do it before you signed on papers and them people came down to your house to start filming. You done did all that filming, let this man come to your house, and then Dr. Paul had to tell you to call that girl. So I just feel like because of that, I don't think that you gonna be ready to move the hell up out that lake house. As much as you love driving to the city on your jet skis and stuff, I don't believe it. I feel like it is a trap, Marissa, in my personal. Girl, you better not let go of that house up there. You better not let go of that house overlooking the city. I'm not gonna hold you. As long as you working and you talking about some financial security, DEAD, you better keep that home. You better get somebody, you better see if somebody gonna pay for something. If he gonna pay for that at the house, you could pay for it, or you could stack your money. True. You could let go of that apartment, stack your money in a completely separate account. And when you ready to get the hell on because he ain't fulfilled what he said he was gonna fulfill in a year, get out. Now you also need to have a cap on how long you gonna let that go. Okay, I'm gonna give him a year until, or I'm gonna do a hard stop on a year. My daddy didn't keep his commitments. I be damn, I'm gonna be with somebody else. For myself, that's not gonna keep their commitments either. So you need to figure that out for yourself. But I think it's a trap. Y'all let me know your thoughts about that. They go on, they paint each other. She did a great job of painting him. Baby, he literally drew her over or underbite and then wrote at the top of it, cooked. It was funny. I'm glad they were able to laugh about it. But y'all see, this is the stuff the people be talking about. I feel like the therapist gonna be talking about. He always find a moment to like be funny. Why would you write the overbite was enough? Why would you put cooked on top of it? Girl, you will be cooked. You move up in that man's house and think that you finna go buy another one in a year. And let me tell you something. If he do go buy a house after a year, I bet you that lake house ain't going nowhere the way that you gave up that apartment. Oh, okay. Good luck. Let's get to Sean and Nikki. So he asked, how can he show up for her the next time in front of the group? She wants to defer him as a leader, okay, a leader of their relationship or something, and she wants to trust him to represent them well, right? But she didn't really answer. I feel like she didn't really answer the question, but yeah, he wants to do that for her. So she feels like he wants to be that person for her. So she feels like he got my back. But it still didn't really answer how he wants her to show up for her the next time in front of the group. All she said was she wanted him to be a leader. But what does that look like in your eyes? I feel like she didn't really answer the question. But then I also feel like it don't take much to really know how to show up for her. You know what I'm saying? I feel like one of the things in that particular situation was if you see everybody coming down on her, one thing that he probably could have did was step in, took some accountability and say, well, wait a minute, this is what really happened, yada yada, Um, yeah, I don't know. I just don't feel like she really answered that, but okay. So she wants to work on her one-way thinking. That's something that she does talk about. Yeah, so she wants to work on her one-way thinking, and she also admits that they both have big egos. I say, yes, girl, finally you acknowledging that y'all both have big egos. So when Sean told you in the past that y'all both the problem, y'all both are. Okay, so Sean says that he often used his big ego to put him in positions that he wasn't even ready for. And she talks about being able to relate to him on that as Black people, right? And being prejudged and underestimated, and how she loves to be underestimated because, it's like a recipe for, some people need that oomph up under them to show and prove to others, okay? I guess that's a part of their motivation. She needs that motivation when people underestimate her so she can prove them wrong. And he tried to say something like about it being connected back to therapy. And I'm like, Sean, baby, don't fucking ruin the moment. Don't piss me off, Sean. Okay? Y'all are doing good. Don't piss me off. So she talks about them being intentional to leave stuff at the door and to not bring it into their relationship. And he says, listen, I am going to be relinquishing my boss title. You got it. And she said, yes, please. Please. She says, I got you. You're safe. I said, okay. Okay. We gonna see. I'm gonna see just if Mr. Boss is going to fall back just a little piece. We'll see how this goes. Let's get to Devon and Caitlyn. Because Caitlyn and Devon are with her friends. Okay. They go to spin class or whatever, sit around the friends, they chit chat and stuff. Her friends are pretty much like her. They're extremely independent and talk about how they need alone time. Like one of the friends was talking about she just spent a month away from her husband. Her husband went to Vegas. He said, I'm gonna stay here a little longer. She was like, please, please, no. Please stay all you want down to Vegas, okay? I don't know. Some people have relationships like that. They could, be away from each other for months, still love, care. I don't know. They give them that space. I don't know if giving them that space, you trust them to not cheat because they just need that space. Or if they are cheating, you don't give a damn. The relationship's open. I don't know. Some people like Cheryl Lee Ralph. Okay, shout out to her. She does not live. Well, I'm sure her and her husband may have a home together, but she live in a whole nother house than her husband. You know what I'm saying? I used to think I would have wanted that, before I got married and found my person. And girl, no, I enjoy being with him. I thought I was gonna want my own damn house too, but I like it. Right. But when I used to think that too, I used to be like, is that weird? Is that weird that I think that? Like, being single for such a long time, it's like, is that weird? And then after getting married, I'm learning that nah, that's not weird. That's what people do. So, oh, okay then. All right, cool. Either way, um, when the friend was talking about this and how they all like to beat it themselves, and one girl was talking about I was away from my husband for a month and he was over there doing this and that, and I told him he could stay over there or whatever. Devin was thinking like, the hell? I don't like this. I don't know if I want my girl around y'all. This how y'all talking. You could say Devin was. I don't think he liked that too much. But either way, no. I think he ends up. No, they asked him about his favorite trait about Caitlyn. He says he loves that she's loyal, shows up for her friends, and he's just working on that happening with them. Okay. Devin goes to the bathroom, and then one of her friends gonna say, hey, can we fix his hair? Can you fix your mouth? Because this ain't for you. Like, he ain't your man. Like, are you okay? She says he's very, very attractive, And Caitlyn said, he bleaches his hair for rugby. And the friend was like, yeah, that's so high school, but we're grown now. Like, girl, shut up. Shut your ass up. Go worry about what your man doing. Can he come home? Like, girl, what? Can he bleach his hair? Girl, we know what you be doing in your off time a month away from your husband, boo. Okay, he probably don't mind. However, scoot back. A lot of athletes do weird things to their hair. Like, girl, either way, I don't think that he should stop coloring and bleaching his damn hair because he's too grown. I think he needs to stop it because it's frying the middle of his fucking head. Like, it's frying his head. Like, I'm not going to act like I didn't see the bald spot when he was over there, swimming. Okay, that's why he needs to stop, not because he's grown. It's thinning the hell out. Mecca and Belle Jolie, all right? Mecca wants 2 kids and he wants to make one tonight. I said, not you want to make one tonight. That's crazy. She says that she wants 4 kids. And you could tell the way that they were like slowly getting to the mood. They wanted to do it so bad, baby, but them cameras was there. Them cameras was there, so they really couldn't get to it how they want to get to it. All right. But I do want to know, did y'all get to it and how was it? So let's get to Courtney and Nick because they're headed to meet her parents. She talks about living in Oregon at some point long term. He's like, hell no. She wants to be with her parents or whatnot. He says, well, that sounds like a bit of a deal breaker. I don't know if he was saying a deal breaker for her or a deal breaker for him, but it sounded like a deal breaker. All right. And I'm like, baby, the deal breaker was at the damn table. The deal breaker was outside the group dinner. Key. The deal breaker been broke. So either way, they're holding hands as they're getting ready to walk into the house, and she immediately lets his hands go, talking about her parents will make fun of them. Girl, why? Why would they do that? Courtney tells her sister that she has to grill Nick because she wants to be in Oregon and he hates Oregon. Courtney, are you trying to turn him off so you don't feel bad for telling him no later? So you want your sister to grill him? Like, what's going on? She says her family would judge them or joke on them. I want to go back to that because I'm thinking about her and the sister. She's talking about her family would judge or joke on them for holding hands, but you literally just ran up and grabbed onto your sister, jumped on your sister, and hugged her super tight. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like how she operates, she talks as if her family isn't an affectionate family or something. And if they see us being affectionate, they're going to talk about us. But the hug you gave your sister was affection. And I understand that affection is different for different people. However, why would your baby making ass parents think that y'all holding hands is a problem, a joke? Like, I mean, unless they're gonna joke because they know that you're not that type of person, and seeing you holding hands with him would mean like, oh, look at you, you really do like him, huh? And you don't want to hear that. Like, somebody help me understand. So she's still telling people that there has to be death. There has to be depth between us, you know? And I'm just trying, I need more depth from him. And I'm like, girl, you the one that's lacking in that department. Sick of her. So she's searching for what's wrong with him because she doesn't want to be the only weirdo in the situation. So Courtney says that Nick is a high achiever and she's the one that's always being the one to bring somebody up. But with Nick, he already good. She don't have to do that. Right. And Nick, he seems to be pretty funny. I remember there was a time where Courtney tried to make it seem like that man not funny or he lame and all. And I'm like, your family damn near laughing at all of his jokes. Your family is getting him. He has good comedic timing so far. Like what? So Nikki, I think the dad asked him about wanting kids. He says, yeah. He does want kids. Courtney says if they have kids, she definitely wants to be in Oregon. And I'm like, girl, then find somebody in Oregon, bitch. You feeling a way about him not wanting to move to Oregon, girl, just go to Oregon and be with your family and find you somebody back in Oregon. Like, just go and go back. Just go find you somebody there. Okay? Her dad says that that's his fear of her, I guess, her having kids and them not being there or whatever. I understand she's going to want the help. Just like with Michelle. So just girl, go ahead and move to Oregon, child. Either way, everybody likes Nick, but Courtney. Her sister says that she's trying to find something wrong with that man, and she's like, "Girl, I don't see no issue. You trying hard to find something wrong with him, but ain't shit wrong with that man." I said, "I know that's right, sister. I don't know what's going on with Courtney, but when I tell you she gets on my everlasting, sick of her. Ooh."